I didn't even take him out. Never mind. You know, I'm thinking Sneak Strike is more powerful than it actually is. Yes, I actually got it. Okay, what I need here is meat. Oh, you're here again. You know what? Let's leave him in peace. The man's old and sleeping. Let's leave him in peace. So I'm thinking about like what else happened. Oh crap. Oh, you tried to climb up a tree, did you? I really wish I had the paraglider. Yeah, I think that thing despawned. Oh, there's another one right there. So, I'm trying to think, what else happened? What else happened? Well, during the trip, this was just, you know, a case of timing. Oh, damn it. A case of the timings lining up. During the trip, Fuecoco Community Day happened in Pokemon Go. And I tried my best. I got like 9 shinies. I did get a handful of shinies while there. Actually, before I even left, while I was still at the Canadian airport, I actually got, I got 4 shinies waiting at the airport. What were they again? Hold on, let me open my Pokemon Go. So yeah, I did get a bunch of shinies in Pokemon Go. Isn't there a Korok in here? Or am I thinking of another one? Hold on, let me see. Okay, I do still have this as an option. Oh yeah, I should probably heal. Trying to think what else happened during the trip. Oh, I was about to talk about the shinies I got, dummy. Let's see. While at the airport... Yeah. While at the airport, just waiting for the flight, I got 4 shiny Pokemon. I got a shiny Tangela. And then I did a Xerneas raid. And it was shiny. And then I got a random shiny Shinx and Hoothoot. So I got 4 shinies at the airport waiting for the flight. Waiting for the flight to Japan. Okay, now that I have this, let's, yeah, the old man's house. Where was that again here? It was over here. Well, I need to get over there anyway, so let's just go back over here. So I got those 4 shinies, and then in Japan, I got a random shiny Fennekin. And then Community Day happened for Fuecoco. During that, I randomly hatched a shiny Galarian Darumaka. And I'm trying to see where the cutoff was. Okay, so then I got a shiny Wheezing. Not Wheezing. The shiny Coughing. And I think that was the last one I got, yeah. Because everything else after that, I got during my time in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong, I first got a shiny Solosis. And then I got another shiny Fuecoco because I bought the paid ticket for more. Oh boy. Let's see. And I'm really happy that I got these ones. I got 2 shiny Flabébés, specifically the Blue Flower. Because Blue Flower is specific to Asia. It's regional. So I'm happy I got not 1, but 2. The second shiny Blue Flower Flabébé I got was actually double XL, making it even more special. I got a random shiny Execute. I got shiny Bruxish, I believe out of, like, research. Oh, crap. No Paraglider. Where am I going? I need to go back to... What am I doing? I need to go over there. Man, go back over here. The Fossils event thing happened. I got 4 shiny Arkans, one of them being a 94 IV. I got another shiny Solosis, shiny Kabuto. I got a shiny Orange Flower Flabébé over there. And around this time, it was time to leave, like come back home. I got 4 shiny Sneasels. But, you know, we're jumping ahead. I'm thinking about, excuse me just now. Thinking about, is there anything else that happened during Japan? If not, then let me talk about the Hong Kong portion. Hong Kong, I was there for like 9 days, so significantly longer, more than double how long I spent in Japan. So understandably, more happened in Hong Kong. You know, we talked about a Japan trip, like literally talk about a Japan trip, right? Only 4 days. Now we're gonna talk about a Hong Kong trip. Like, I'm trying to think, is there anything else from Japan that I'm forgetting to mention? There was a couple of things over there for me to keep an eye out for, to, you know, help buy for a couple people over here, back home. My friend wanted me to look out for a couple of One Piece Gashapon, you know, the things where you put in a couple of coins and then you roll to get a capsule. A capsule machine, there it is. So my friend wanted me to keep an eye out for a couple of One Piece capsule machines, which I did find for him. Oh, right. Something else I wanted to mention about Japan. So, in terms of first impressions for Japan, they are clean. They are very clean. Matter of fact, they do a lot of things right in Japan, as opposed to like over here in the West. So, one thing that I noticed was they were exceptionally clean. The streets were clean. Barely any litter. No litter on the floor. It was very clean over there. I did see one post on Instagram I sent to a friend. Let me pull that up first. Okay, let me see. I do remember one other thing I want to mention about Japan, but first, where is that? Where was it? Holy crap, why can't I find it? Oh, here it is. So, I saw this post on Instagram. It says, Japanese locals place water bottles around drunk people to help them rehydrate. So, I saw that on Instagram after the trip. And I sent it to my friend. I told him, I don't know why, but I saw a lot of water bottles in the streets. Not for this purpose. Not for around drunk people. Like, I was just walking around, and there would be, like, those liter big bottles just sitting in the streets. And not even liter too. Like actually full of water, just sitting around. Sitting around plants, sitting in the corner. I don't understand. Oh yeah, I think I needed... Did I need fish for it as well? Maybe I should read the rest of that diary. So, I don't know. Just one thing I noticed. Walking around the streets of Japan, a lot of water bottles just sitting around. And they were everywhere too. I don't know what that's about. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, spicy meat and seafood. So I'm thinking I need fish. Raw meat and... So, you know... Okay, so I need fish. Where are there bodies of water? Like over here, there's bodies of water. And over here as well, though I don't know if there's fish in this. Probably this, actually. So yeah, I don't know what the deal was with all those water bottles. Oh yeah, I didn't even finish one train of thought I had about the 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven had a lot of like convenient little food items ready. You know, kind of like how you go to a coffee shop, they have donuts and whatever ready. And, you know, you order it, they just take one out of the I guess the display for you. 7-Eleven, they had stuff like snack-sized fried chicken. Something that my mom and I, like, was probably our favorite was a sausage. Literally a sausage. And it was a huge sausage, too. Think of, like, the size of a sausage inside of the Costco hot dog. It was basically that. Of course, it tasted different. It was basically that size, though, and it was cheap, too. It was like, I don't know, I think $1. $1 a sausage. Over here at Costco, it's $1.50. You know, you pay an extra 50 cents, you get a bun to go with your sausage as well as a drink. So $1 for a huge glizzy, it's actually pretty worth it. And because we went every morning, the lady there began to recognize us as like, do you want more sausages again? What's sad is the moment we were beginning to be recognized was, you know, the day that we left. We went there basically 4 days in a row. And then the moment the lady there began to recognize us, like, do you want more of the same thing again? You know, we left. So it's like, damn, she started to recognize us just for her to probably never see us again. Ever. Oops. I need fish. I need fish. I need a fish. Let's see. Okay, so something I want to mention that's a little besides the point about the Japan trip. So, I had 4 plane rides in total for this trip. 1 trip to Japan, 1 flight to Hong Kong, and then on my way back from Hong Kong, 2 flights, because I had 1 layover in Vancouver before I was able to, you know, come back to Toronto. 4 plane rides. I don't know if you guys have noticed, there have been a lot of incidences on the news about planes. Plane crashes, planes, you know, making emergency landings. A lot of stuff on the news, and I mean a lot, regarding planes. So, you know, obviously I was scared. I was taking it as a bad sign, you know. I already am pretty scared about planes. You know, blah blah blah, statistically plane rides are more safe than cars, more car accidents happen, but like, the way I see it, if you're in a car accident, at least help can be on the way. Police and ambulances, they can be on the way. Okay, there's no fish here, I guess I need to go over here. Like, if you're in a car accident, you're on the ground. help can be on the way. If you're in a plane accident, you're pretty much done for. No one's coming to help you. You know, we don't have a Superman in our real life world to come up and save us. So if you're in a plane that's nosediving, you're pretty much a goner. And with all of the incidences on the news, yeah, I was scared. 4 plane rides. 4 times where I'm locked inside of a death machine that anything goes wrong could be fatal. Okay, so I need to go over here. No, I don't even need to pin that. I know what that is. So yeah, I was scared. So because I honestly felt like I could potentially die just because of the plane rides alone, you know, one thing that I wanted the world to know, one last message to the world I wanted... What? One last message I wanted the world to know is that, you know, off chance, just in case, if I were to die, just know that I tried my best. I tried my best in life, you know? I didn't necessarily do a lot of good in life. Did that even work? I don't think the bomb even landed on the water. You know, I may not have done the best in life. I may have made... not even may. I certainly made lots and lots and lots of mistakes. But, you know, at the end of the day, I tried my best. I tried my absolute best at life. So, you know, I just wanted the world to know, if I were to die, I tried my best. And what I did... Now, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. What I did was, I literally just posted that onto Instagram. Posted that onto my Instagram story for everyone I know to see. No picture, no nothing. Just a blank background, and that's literally all it is. That's all the text. All there was text on screen. Simply reading, if I die, just know that I tried my best. And that's it. No context, no anything. So people who didn't know I was going on a trip, they saw that, and that's it. No context, no anything. A friend of mine did point out, like, yo, maybe you should have put some context behind this. Like, some people are gonna think, you know what some people are gonna think. And I'm just thinking, like, nah, that's the point. Keep them guessing. And because I was on a plane ride for 12 hours, I didn't have any way to see any replies or see what anyone would have said about that. So yeah, that's literally what I did. Onto my Instagram stories, I posted, if I die, just know I tried my best. No context, no anything. That's it. So, when I finally landed, I checked. Nobody messaged me. So a friend of mine actually was like, yo man, how many messages did you get from this that you posted? I'm like, actually, not a soul messaged me about it. Like, just shows how many people care about me. And well, here's the oops moment. It turns out that almost 2 weeks later, my trip was 2 weeks. So basically, at the tail end of my trip, I was checking my Instagram messages. It turns out 3 people messaged me about, like, yo man, I know you're going through a hard time, but like, just stay strong. Other people were messaging me like, don't be like that. Come on, like, don't say things like that, man. It's like, it's not that bad. And then here I was like, oops. Here I was thinking nobody messaged me. It turns out 3 people messaged me, and I didn't reply until 2 weeks later. So now I've started to feel guilty, because, you know, I was posting stuff on Instagram too. You know, about the trip, about the cool stuff I was seeing. So, for me to post that message onto Instagram, not reply, and then for those same people to see that, you know, depressing message, just to then see me, you know, smile in front of a Mewtwo, in front of the Pokemon Center. I can only imagine what they were thinking. You know, at first their initial reaction was like, "Oh man, this person I know is going through a rough time." And then they see, "Oh, it's no big deal. He's just going on a trip." You know what I feel like now? You know how I feel? I feel like the boy who cried wolf. Let me explain. So, in this case, you know, I posted that out of context. Honestly, not thinking anyone would reply, not thinking anyone would care. I posted that out of context. Initially, people saw that. They, you know, some people got worried to the point they messaged me. And then they come to find out, oh, he messaged that about being afraid of a plane ride. Okay, so it's just him being stupid. It's no big deal. Nothing, it was a false alarm. Nothing actually happened. Like, they see me all happy and smiling in my pictures, pointing at Mewtwo at the Pokemon Center, and every other cool thing I saw. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to head up over here in order to reach here. So, the reason I feel like the boy who cried wolf is because, well, someday when I actually am fed up with life and I decide to actually put a bullet in my mouth, and then I put my final message out into the world, like literally, actually, well, because of this, everyone's gonna see that like, oh, it's just him being stupid again. False alarm. No need to worry. Remember what happened last time he posted something like this? It's probably something stupid again. We don't need to worry. And then, you know, I think you can fill in the blanks. So, yeah, I kind of feel like the boy who cried wolf. Because, you know, whenever I do this for real, if and when I do this for real, because I've just had it with life, and I post my final message out to the world, everyone's gonna be like, it's just him being stupid again. We don't need to worry about him. Yeah. So a big oops on my end. I posted that onto Instagram thinking nobody would care. And then, turns out 2 weeks later, I didn't see the notification. People actually did message me. So it was a huge oops. I wish I saw these sooner, otherwise I would have replied. Because now I feel like I come off looking like a giant douche. I posted this, you know, concerning message online. People actually replied and sent messages. Haha, I could get the Korok up here. People actually replied and sent messages. And then, you know, they see me all happy online. See me enjoying life, enjoying my trip, my vacation. It's like, oh. Well, now I feel... What really sucks is... Oops. What really sucks is the fact that one person sent a huge, heartfelt message. Like, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I know you're a good person at heart. You know, actually genuinely concerned. Just to see it was no big deal. Now I feel like a dick. Now I feel all scummy. And you know what? Rightfully so. After what I did, I deserve to feel this way. So yeah, just a quick little story there on me being me. You know, after this stunt, during the Hong Kong trip, my dad's friends kept on going like, yo, next time you visit, bring a girlfriend with you. Like, next time you visit, really hope it's with a girlfriend. Like, your sister's married now it's your turn. We would love to see you be with someone. And, you know, after this stunt I pulled, after, you know, this being the type of person I am, yeah, fat chance of that happening. What else happened in Japan? Oh, yeah. Other things that I find Japan does right compared to over here in the West. So I mentioned just how clean Japan is, and genuinely so. Very little... Oh, shit. Very little litter on the ground. And actually, the thing is, there was very little garbage cans also. Like, public garbage cans. Excuse me, I'm just stretching. So yeah, very little garbage cans out there just around. Did I even get that Korok seed? Okay, it did. So it just kindly transported me back down here. Thank you for that, game. Okay, so I need to go this way. Can I get down safely? Where was that ladder again? Oh crap, where was that ladder? I don't have enough hearts to take that fall damage. At least I don't think I do. Oh, I do! Great. You know, you should have rolled, Link. So yeah, the streets of Japan were very clean. Exceptionally clean. So, that's one thing that I will give Japan credit for. They did that they did that right. You know? I'm pretty sure they have stern rules about littering. And, the fact that no garbage cans really out there in public. No public garbage cans. People know the rules of littering, so they just don't do it. Good. You know what? Good. So, you know... very little litter or very little just overall filth over there, which is really good. Another thing that I find Japan does right is smoking. So what I mean by that is like the way they handle and I guess enforce smoking. Because unlike pretty much anywhere else in the world, people just smoke wherever. Outdoors, obviously. People just, you know, they step out of a building and they smoke on the spot. But in Japan, people don't do that. They don't smoke just anywhere they want. There's actually designated smoking areas. So, there's even indoor smoking areas. Like a lot of restaurants and even the Skytree shopping center I went to, there are indoor smoking areas. You go into this like airtight room designated just for people to smoke. And just like the airport has that too, actually. The Japan airport has that too. Aw, crap. The Japan airport has an indoor smoking area. So people who, you know, are addicted to that sweet, sweet craving to nicotine, you know, before a long flight, they're actually able to smoke. Regular airports, or at least airports over here, that's not a thing. Once you get past customs, yeah, you're locked in. And if you have to wait at customs for like 2 hours before your flight, well, you cannot have a smoke within those 2 hours before your flight. So yeah, there are actually indoor smoking areas for people who smoke. And like I said, outdoors there's smoking areas where a big crowd of people will gather just to smoke. So you don't smoke just anywhere you want. You have to be at one of those smoking areas. I don't know what the law is like over there. I don't know if it's illegal necessarily to smoke just anywhere, or if it's just a general consensus like, okay, let's keep our roads clean. Let's use the public smoking areas. Like, let's actually do that. Maybe it's just like an overall, like, unanimous understanding. Like, the people of Japan just all agree to do it that way. So I don't know if it's genuinely, like, illegal for anyone to smoke outside of one of these smoking areas. I highly doubt it, you know? I doubt that's something you can be arrested for. Then again, I don't know. You know, my dad, given how much he smokes, I've given up long ago on trying to get him to quit. He just doesn't listen. But like, you know, of course he's craving a smoke every now and then, but he's just like, I don't want to I don't want to give us Chinese folk a bad name, you know, by not following the rules. Which is a good thing, you know? Someone like Johnny Somali could definitely take notes from that. I don't know if I want to... Okay, no, I do not want to grab the Korok here. Okay, great, that didn't hit me. I do not want to grab the Korok here right now, especially with that right there, so I'll come back for that Korok later on. And I cannot grab that chest. Wherever it is. There was a chest. Is it a metal chest? Oh no, there it is. I don't know, maybe I could stand on this log and I could still open it. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I mean, I could grab the metal platform and scoop it up. Hold on, let's see first. No. You know what? I'll grab this one. Hello? Why can't I... Really? Really? So yeah, like I was saying, my dad didn't want us to... didn't want to give us Chinese folk a bad name. Oh shit. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Didn't want to give us Chinese visitors a bad name by, you know, not following their rules and like genuine consensus. So he complied by purposely waiting to, you know, find some smoking areas before he had a smoke. Now granted, he didn't do this every single time, but for the most part he did. Okay, it doesn't seem like I can scoop that up. And you know what? It's not really worth it. Whatever's in there, shame. Shame that I won't be able to pick it up. So yeah, I will say, something else, and this might be the biggest thing. The biggest thing that Japan does right compared to us is the fact that food courts, they actually give you, they give you like actual glass plates, glass bowls, plastic bowls, like actually reusable Tupperware. They give you like metal forks, metal chopsticks. They give you stuff that can be reused. You know what? Maybe it's smarter to go for the blue one first. So, what they actually have at the food court areas is they have a return area. So, once you're done with your tray of food, you actually bring it back to where you ordered it. And they actually have people to wash plates. I think that is so right, so smart. It reduces so much waste, you know? Sure, that's more manual labor, but like, I guess with the uprising of AI taking jobs, I guess it's a good thing, you know? It's still a good thing. People washing dishes, that's a good thing. That's a job that's needed. Okay, so, yeah. Food courts, you actually bring back what you ordered. You eat your food, and then the people there, they will wash the dishes. It just reduces so much waste. You know, over here, yes, we've moved away from... Wow, I said blue, but now I'm going for red. I am literally in the middle. So it's like... I think it's actually smarter to go for blue first. Because the red one is in a more difficult spot, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, food courts. What they do right is you return your plates and bowls and Tupperware and, you know, eatery, and they'll wash it for the next person to use. Like I was saying, over here we've moved away from styrofoam to go boxes, and we're now pivoting more to like paper to go boxes and more reusable, not reusable, more paper like eco-friendly stuff, but that's still pretty wasteful, you know? If we did the same thing over here, oh shit, where's my recall when I need it? Like, over here, if we were to just give, like, metal and glass bowls and plates at the food courts, just to have them, just to return them and for them to be washed, that'd be great, you know? So I will give that to Japan. That's like the best thing I saw in terms of like, I guess the difference from there and here. And something else. Excuse me. Something else is the fact that crosswalks. Something I've been saying for a long time over here in the West, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. The crosswalks change on their own. You know how when it's a green light, you're supposed to be able to walk, but not every time the hand signal will turn to the walking signal, like an actual person walking signal? Like, it doesn't always change on its own. You need to press the button at the crosswalk for it to change. If not, it won't change, and then you just don't walk during a green light. I always question, why don't they just change automatically? Like, why? Like, why do people need to press a button for it to change? Like, even if nobody's crossing the road, why doesn't it just change automatically? So I really question that. And that's what, I gotta say, that's what they did right over there. Oh crap. Ooh, this guy is tough. This guy is beefy. Don't heal your own HP just yet. Because I'm still attacking you. Instead, what they have over there is the fact that the crosswalking signals change on their own. Instead of a button to change the signal, what they have is a sound cue for people who are blind. Because they change automatically, well, people who cannot see it change. So instead, you press the button for there to be a sound cue for people who are blind, like, okay, now's the time to walk. Why do we not have that? What? Yeah, why do we not have that over here? One, the crosswalk signals change on their own, and two, a sound cue for people who are blind so that they also know when it's time to cross the street. Why do we not have that over here? So yeah, in my opinion, Japan does a lot of things right compared to what we have over here in the West. Oh, and believe me, that thing about smoking, I'll get to more about smoking in the Hong Kong portion of the trip discussion, believe me. Don't smoke, kids. It's very bad for you. Don't smoke, kids. Me personally, I hate smoking. I have nothing but pure hatred for smoking. I hate the fact that my dad smokes. I hate smoking. I hate that it's bad for you. I hate that you waste money on it. You waste money on something that is actively harming you. And I hate the fact that people who smoke, they just don't consider anyone else. I'll get more into detail about that in the Hong Kong portion because, well, there's actually something for me to say. Something that happened during the Hong Kong trip that really warrants my hatred for smoking. But what I mean for, like, no consideration for anyone else is the fact that, well, they smoke, and then people who smoke does a number of things without considering anyone else. For example, my dad, and a lot of other people do this too. My dad, he will smoke outdoors and then immediately come inside, dragging in all that stink. You know, doesn't even stand outside for like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, just to let the scent dissipate before coming back in. Nope, immediately comes back in and drags all that scent in with. You know, you take a lungful, you come back in, well, you exhale that lungful indoors. You're dragging all that smoke inside. I hate that. I hate that people who smoke do not consider just standing outside for 10 more seconds, 30 more seconds, just to let the smell dissipate, just to air themselves out before coming back in. And they immediately drag all that smoke smell back inside. I hate that. Every time I try to tell my dad about it, he never listens. At this point, it's like, oh, fuck it. I give up. You just keep doing it. Like, I see now there's no point to me trying to convince you, Dad. So it's like, I give up. And something along the lines of that is the fact that, well, people who smoke in their cars, you know, they don't consider anything. Oh, look, there's a chest over there. They don't consider anyone else. You know, oh crap, that was too far. Oh, that was too far. Whoops. People who smoke in their cars, they either don't pull the window down at all, just trapping all the smoke inside, or they crack open their window a teensy amount, and then they pat themselves on the back like, yeah, I'm letting airflow happen. It's like, sir, there's barely any airflow happening given the inch of cracked down window that you did. At that point, it's like almost no different from you not even opening the window. I hate it. I hate the fact that people smoke in their cars. They trap all the smell inside. You know, all the leather and furniture inside the car just absorbs the scent. And like I said, they pat themselves on the back when they just crack open the window very slightly. I hate it. I hate when people smoke like that. I just hate people who smoke, period. And, you know, over the years, I've convinced my dad, like... Well, actually, I've barely convinced my dad to no longer smoke in his car. Actually, the reason that he's actually stopped smoking inside the car, per se, is because now I drive. When I was younger, when I was too young to drive, my dad is like, well, my son's not driving the car anytime soon. Let me just smoke inside for the sake of convenience. Now that I drive cars, you know, now that I actually have a license to drive, my dad said, son, you want to know why I stopped smoking inside the car? It's because one day you will need to drive this car. So, and I know you don't like the scent of smoke, so I don't smoke anymore. Well, it's like, I suppose credit where credit's due. Thank you, Dad, for now not smoking in the car anymore. There was a chest over there I pointed out, and I didn't even go and grab it. However, he still slips through the cracks sometimes. Like, say, when it's becoming winter, because my dad doesn't like the cold. When it's cold outside, when it's turning to winter, my dad will forget exactly the promise he made me, which is, you know, you drive now, I will no longer smoke inside the car. He sometimes forgets. He will not go outside to smoke just because it's too cold. And then he'll still smoke in the car. And then he really thinks I wouldn't notice. The moment I step foot into my dad's car, I can tell or not if he smoked or not. Like, I can tell. You cannot hide a smoker from me. You really cannot. Anyways, how do we even get to this topic? Trying to think, is there anything else about Japan? So, near the tail end of the actual Japan trip, like I said, because we were only there for 4 days. Wow, that didn't even blow up. It killed one of them, though. What? I could have actually picked up that arrow, but it's okay. Damn it. Running out of rations here. Okay, don't throw any rocks at me, please. So near the tail end of the trip, which actually doesn't say a lot because we were there for 4 days, the friend who tagged along with us, he got sick. I think it was like second night in, he was beginning to feel sick, beginning to cough. I don't know why he felt the need to sleep in the freaking living room of this Airbnb. There were more than enough rooms for everyone to sleep in. Each person could have had their individual room. Actually, I think there were 3 bedrooms for the 4 of us. Obviously, him being not related to this family, he would get his own room. And then that left 3 people to separate into 2 rooms. I feel like logically my parents would have slept in one room together. I, my own room, and then my friend, our friend, his own room. However, for some reason, he decided to not sleep in his room, but sleep in the living room. Okay, whatever suits you, I guess. But then he started getting sick. It was also still cold in Japan. Like, the first night that we arrived, it was still snowing. It was snowing. So, it was a damn good thing that we brought our winter jackets with us. No, that's a spear, so I want to keep that. I suppose I'll just get rid of, yeah, I guess I'll get rid of this. No, I'm trying to climb down. Or just fall down. That works too. So it was still cold, so he caught a cold, he got sick. Here's the trouble with the whole rooms thing. 3 rooms for the 4 of us. He didn't even use his bedroom, so whatever. The first night there, I slept in a room by myself. My parents shared a room. However, literally the second night, my dad and I traded. My dad does not like the cold. My mom does not like the heat. So one says the room is too cold, the other says the room is too hot. So they just cannot sleep in the same room together. My dad turns on the heat. My mom does not like the heat. And because I don't like the heat either, I prefer the cold. It would only make sense that I share a room with my mom, so the two of us can sleep happily in the cold, while my dad has his own room to turn up the heat as much as he wants to sleep. Oh, right, this. I swear to God, I almost used recall, like to turn this gear the opposite direction. My mind is still in Tears of the Kingdom mentality. Just checking, making sure there's any, there isn't any treasure chests that I missed. Okay, so yeah, that's how the rooms were arranged. Eventually, my dad and we traded, so I slept in the same room with my mom so that we can relish in the AC. I didn't pick up a single treasure chest. Where are those at? Oh, right. More high up. Yeah, tail end of the trip, my friend started getting sick. Which is a pretty bad thing, because, you know, he had a flight to Hong Kong with us. And then, like a day or two later, he wasn't staying in Hong Kong for long. You know, he was only there to help transport his stepfather to Canada. May as well get a fresh one. Yeah, he was only there to help assist with transporting the man. As well as the fact that, like I said, he had a newborn at home he had to get back to, so he wasn't even... He was only going there for a day or two just to pick him up. Assist with the travels. And, you know, if you're really sick, and I mean really sick, they don't let you onto the plane, right? So he had to try his best to keep his fever down, if he even had one, that is. And he had to try his best to, like, hold in all of his coughs at, like, the airport and on the actual plane ride. So it was rough for him near the end. I think also, also, when he got back home to Canada, he was saying, like, he's so sick he started to have blood in his coughs. He's better now, so don't worry. He's better now. His mom was actually pretty pissed at him too, from what I heard. Imagine an X on your map. He was actually, his mom was pretty pissed at him too. Because he was super sick. He has a freaking newborn. So his mom, you know, the newborn's grandmother, was pretty pissed, like, son, get away from her. Your sick ass should not be anywhere near her, especially if you're coughing up blood, for God's sake. So yeah, grandma was pretty mad at son for being sick around newborn baby. Okay, so now I need to head back to... Where was it again? Where do I need to head back to? Oh, right, the Temple of Time. That's right. I gotta get back over there. I suppose the fastest way would be to travel here. I don't think... there's anything more for me to talk about the Japan trip. At least at this moment, I can't really think of anything else. So unless I think of something else, we shall move on to the Hong Kong portion of the trip. In a second, let's move on with the story. I also need to use the bathroom too. Let's at least make it to the Temple of Time. I'll go use the bathroom. We'll see the cutscene, and then we'll talk about the Hong Kong portion. I don't need that anymore. I don't even have a bow. Oh, I do. Why are bomb arrows equipped? What the hell? You know what? No, I equipped one of these. And believe me, I have a lot to talk about the Hong Kong portion of the trip. Because a lot happened. And I mean a lot happened. Understandably so, like I said. I spent like twice as long in Hong Kong compared to Japan. Okay, the Temple of the Time. I don't know if the mic is picking it up. The garbage truck is outside. So maybe you hear some sounds. Hurry up before his HP starts to recover like so. You see the benefits of spears? What? No loot? No hall of loot underneath? There we go. Well, 2. Better than nothing, I guess. Okay. Ooh, some higher defense pants. Well, there goes my spears. Okay, so Temple of Time, I need to make it to the top again. Ooh, you know what? While we're here, we may as well pray. I'm definitely gonna pick hard container. Given how hard enemies hit right now. And how much HP they have. I need to even things out. Okay. Oh man, if only I had Ascend. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I've been recording for over 2 hours now. Okay, I'll be right back.